Hello there, everyone! Oversoul here, and welcome back to Danganronpa 2. And it's finally time, 6 episodes in, to start the first class trial. And we've already... Oh, we have to set our skills first. Just buying them isn't enough. You have to actually equip them or you can't use them. Oh, shit. I won't be able to afford all of them. Fine, whatever. We'll just go with these for now. We have to level up more to get more skill point. Every time we level up from like walking around and interacting with stuff and stuff like that, the amount of skill points we can have increases. Our skill point allotment total. So, all right. I think those will be good for now. We increased our health and focus meter and the sharpness of our sword for the rebuttal showdowns. So, that's fine. That'll be fine for the first trial. Let's do it!
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial.
Just like the first game, these class trials are completely voiced except for flashback scenes and inner monologue. So I'll be voicing those parts, but outside of that, I'll be letting the characters do the work themselves while I ad-lib nonsense in between. You know how this works.
During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
Such a cruel rule.
Before we begin, I'd like to confirm one thing. Is there really a killer among us?
Most definitely. There's no doubt that the blackened is lurking among you. Such a sad state of affairs, isn't it? By the way, this class trial is gonna be 100% fair, so there's no need to worry. I'm the type who hates favoritism and prejudice. Well, not as much as I hate Monami, of course.
You hate me that much?
Now, let's begin.
You're telling us to begin, but what are we supposed to do?
No complaining, let's just settle this with our fists.
Were you even listening to the rules?
Didn't that Byakuya bastard get killed in the dining hall, huh? Then everyone there is a fucking suspect.
Yeah, what you're really trying to say is that you're not the killer, right?
Obviously, he wasn't there.
No shit. You guys went off on your own and started killing each other. This has nothing to do with me.
Huh? What does that mean?
Anyway, why don't we try talking about the most pressing issue on our minds?
Huh. The most pressing issue on our minds?
Where we found the body. It's very strange to find a body underneath a table.
Then, let's start with that mystery.
The reason why Byakuya's body was discovered under the dining hall table. We can start with that, but ultimately we need to find out who murdered him. If we can't do that... No, thinking about if is a waste of time. We have to do this no matter what. Yeah, I don't need a tutorial, I know what I'm doing. It's a replay, after all.
Why was Byakuya's body in a place like that?
His body was underneath the table at the very back of the dining hall.
After the killer murdered Byakuya, they probably moved the body there. No, that's wrong!
No, I don't think the killer moved the body.
Huh? Why?
Try to remember what the body looked like when we found it under the table. Though there was a lot of blood everywhere,
There was no sign the killer actually dragged the body through it.
There you have it. Means he died under the table.
So that's why you think it's impossible that the killer moved the body. I see. I get your point.
And here I thought I had a genius idea.
Too bad you're so stupid and boring and unpopular. Your life is meaningless.
I respond better to praise, you know.
But if the killer didn't move the body, why was it under the table?
Byakuya was probably killed under the table.
What? You think he was killed under the table?
I just said that.
So Byakuya snuck under the table for reasons unknown, and that's when he was killed. Then, shortly thereafter, we found his body under the table.
Under the table, you say?
That
Yes.
does make sense, but why did he go under the table?
Under the table. I mean,
Obviously, he was hiding so he could surprise us. That dude was always a big jokester.
The hell he was? You seriously couldn't tell what kind of person he was?
Maybe he panicked during the blackout and dove under the table.
It's a blackout, not an earthquake. Just because the power went out doesn't mean you dive under the table.
take a shot every time they say under the table if you want alcohol
The reason
poisoning.
why is probably connected to what Byakuya was doing during the party, don't you think?
The reason Byakuya dove under the table... If it's connected to what Byakuya was doing during the party, then probably... Well, he was wearing night vision goggles, and he saw a knife taped under the table with glow-in-the-dark paint, so that's probably what he was going to take care of, since he was confiscating, weapons.
I can prove it with this! It probably has something to do with the knife we found under the table.
Knife? Oh, you mean that thing that obviously screams, I am the murder weapon!
Byakuya probably noticed the knife was hidden there. So in order to get it, he moved under the table.
He was particularly sensitive to the presence of dangerous items, so I cannot deny that possibility. But how did he notice that there was a knife under the table?
If he knew beforehand, he probably would have done something about it before the blackout, right?
Then, instead of knowing about it beforehand, maybe he saw it right at that moment. Like, for example, he might have seen someone trying to take the knife out from under the table.
No, that's not possible.
What? You seem rather confident about that.
Of course. I have proof to back me up.
This is almost like a real trial!
Alright, well that's kind of the point. Five
I'm
bullets,
sure
huh?
Byakuya ducked under the table during the blackout.
That sounds correct.
No.
If that's the
Well,
case,
yeah, but no.
during the blackout, Mr. Ham Hands must have seen the killer take the knife.
But it was super pitch black! It was so dark I couldn't see my food!
Byakuya couldn't see in the dark either.
No, that's wrong!
No, Byakuya was probably the only one who was able to see in the dark.
Why do you say that?
Because he's part cat.
If he was using those night vision goggles we found under the table, he could have seen what was happening.
So, are you saying Byakuya was the one who used those night vision goggles?
Yeah, that seems to be the case.
Your reasoning is out of focus.
Oh, here comes our first rebuttal showdown.
No, that's obviously wrong. It should be the other way around.
Other way around?
Seriously? The killer used those night vision goggles, not Byakuya.
And what proof do you have of this? This game doesn't even ask you if you want the tutorial, it just gives it to you.
If you just use common, the killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
I guess I should.
Where's your proof that the killer used them?
Because if they use night...
I guess I probably should explain to the audience how this works for this one, because this is new to some of you. So the rebuttal showdown is basically instead of truth bullets, we have the sword of justice or some stupid shit, and basically we are literally cutting through their words, their argument, as the screen pushes either towards us or towards them based off who's winning currently in the argument. So anytime we successfully cut through their words, the screen pushes more in our favor. But at the bottom right, if you look, there's only so many cuts that we have. So sometimes you want to wait for their words to stack on top each other, like wait for 2 sentences to show up at once instead of just one, so you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. There's a bit of a strategy to it. Otherwise, you actually run the risk of running out of cuts before they run out of words to scream at you. And then you end up losing that round and have to try again. So it gets really annoying later on, which is why the very first skill I bought was to make this particular thing easier, because this is probably one of the most difficult mini games in here. But wait till you see the new Hangman's Gambit. That one sucks ass this time around too.
Vision goggles. Then they could have killed Byakuya even in reality. So those goggles were planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene.
Allow me to cut through those words.
So stupid.
No, Byakuya was definitely the one who brought those night vision goggles.
Definitely? But why?
Inside the Duralumin case Byakuya had with him during the party, he found a smaller case for storing the night vision goggles.
Which means we can assume that the night vision goggles were kept inside that Duralumin case as well. Woohoo! I said assume! Ibuki never uses such clever language.
Plus, Byakuya was the only one who could have taken the night vision goggles out of the case, since he was carrying it around before the blackout in the first place.
I see. When you put it like that, it makes sense.
Then, was that knife inside the case too? If there were night vision goggles inside, it wouldn't be weird for a knife to be in there too.
It would be weird.
I am weird, aren't I? At times like this, I'd rather be fantasizing about tonight's main dish.
Ew! You totally mean that in a perverted way.
Clearly. The knife was brought in the Duralumin case along with the night vision goggles too? No, that's not possible. The knife was hidden in the dining hall before the party even started. I should be able to prove it. With this.
I see! There was duct tape left under the table where the body was found. Huh? Duct tape? They probably hid the knife by duct taping it to the underside of the table.
Oh, so that's why we found duct tape there.
Though Byakuya was thorough, even he couldn't have noticed a weapon taped to the underside of the table.
This may be off topic, but why was Byakuya acting so paranoid? Not only did he bring a self-defense kit, but he had night vision goggles inside the case too.
That's true. He went above and beyond being a little cautious.
Now that you mention it, that applies to the dangerous items he confiscated as well. It's one thing to be a little cautious, but performing a body check is a bit much.
He probably knew. Someone was planning to commit a murder.
He did know.
Are you saying he predicted the murder? Could it be? Was he also in possession of the all-seeing eye?
You think so too, right, Hajime?
Well, yeah, because we found the same clue, you fucking... Stop talking in riddles, you pretentious ass. Make me do all the goddamn work. You know the truth, just fucking say it.
I can prove it with this. Everyone, can you please take a look at this?
I think it might be a rash. Should I see a doctor? Be careful, the first kill will happen tonight. Someone will definitely kill someone. Definitely.
The hell is this?
Paper?
Hajime and I found this in Byakuya's cottage.
It looks like a threatening letter someone sent to him.
So, who's the someone?
Nobody besides Monokuma would write such a dumb, threatening letter like that.
Wasn't me!
Are you sure?
The only lies I tell are friendly lies!
Those are still lies!
It doesn't matter who wrote it yet. So, Byakuya became paranoid because of this threatening letter?
He probably decided to throw a party because of the letter.
What do you mean?
By gathering everyone in one place, he tried to create a situation where everyone could keep tabs on each other. In doing so, he tried to put the writer of the letter in a situation where they couldn't act.
Or where it
But
would
the
be
letter
easier.
might have been just a little prank.
As long as he was determined not to let any of us die, he couldn't take that risk.
Nagito, have you ever heard the term shooting fish in a barrel? I mean, think about it.
His strong sense of responsibility made him believe the letter was legitimate.
He should have told us he received a threatening letter.
If he had, we would have panicked. Byakuya probably knew that too.
So, he tried to do something about it without telling anyone?
I see. A strong sense of responsibility as our leader was his undoing.
Screw that noise! Who the hell wrote that letter?
Not like they're just gonna confess to it.
Obviously, the killer.
Or someone trying to warn him about the killer. The killer? Is it really one of us? Yes! Who is it? We don't know yet. Among us, who's the one who killed Byakuya? That's what we're trying to figure out.
Enough already! Show yourself, you coward!
If they were willing to come forward, they never would have committed a murder in the first place.
Duh. The whole point is to get away with it so that everyone else dies and you leave. But I still can't believe it. Someone in this room killed Byakuya? There's no way I can believe that yet.
Pardon me. Can I say something, please?
What is it, Miss Sonia?
I regret that I must return to this topic, but I just realized something concerning the night vision goggles. If Byakuya was indeed wearing those goggles, how did the killer manage to navigate in the dark?
The lamp cord.
You're right. They wouldn't have been able to see anything without the night vision goggles.
But
If
also,
the murderer had the goggles when they took the knife, then how did Byakuya see them?
Even if the knife bore some sort of mark, it would have been difficult to see it in that darkness.
except for the glowing paint. No, the killer definitely used a mark. And because of this mark, the killer was able to get the knife from under the table into his hands.
I see! What if the glowing paint was the mark? With that, you'd be able to get the knife even in the dark. In actuality, the knife we found under the table and the duct tape stuck to the underside of the table were both marked with glowing paint, right?
Indeed they were.
Does that mean the killer painted them in advance?
But painting them with glowing paint? It's as if they knew the blackout was going to happen.
Almost like they set it up to happen.
They had to have already known. That's why they used the glowing paint as a mark. Which means whoever set up the blackout is the killer.
That seals it. The killer is whoever was in the office with the circuit breaker. Which means it was you, Peko Pekoyama!
Again, we established...
Peko killed poor Byakuya? Was this island not big enough for 2 glasses wearers? I am not the killer.
Oh, I guess she's not.
We already established she
How
couldn't
can you
reach
believe
it.
her so easily?
I don't think she'd be able to reach the circuit breaker in the office.
I don't care about a technicality like that. Pecco's the one who tripped the breaker and caused the blackout.
Technicalities are what matter. Although she could reach it with her sword, but I don't know if that would work. By tripping the breaker directly from the office, Pecco was the one who caused the blackout? Is that really what happened? No. Now, what they... Oh.
Since Pecco was...
So, what they just explained in that tutorial is that now in nonstop debates, instead of orange phrases that we disagree with, there will also be blue phrases we can agree with. So sometimes, instead of shooting a truth bullet through a word to dispute it, sometimes we're going to shoot a truth bullet at a word in order to agree with it. Now, though that's a new mechanic that they've added this time around.
Was in the office, she could have caused the blackout at any time.
That's impossible.
Huh? Why is it impossible?
Because I was not in the office. Not even before the blackout.
I agree with that.
See, we just agreed with her instead of disagreeing.
No, I think Pecco is telling the truth.
Don't tell me you're crushing on Pecco.
And yet it's nothing like that at all. Nekomaru's account is actually Pecco's alibi.
I've been trying to use it many times, but the door just won't open at all. It's true. Someone was occupying the bathroom for a long time shortly after the party started. And it was finally freed up after Byakuya's body was discovered.
Then the person who was in the bathroom that whole time was actually...
Everyone else besides Pecco was in the dining hall after the party started, right?
I see. So there's no way anybody else could have locked themselves in the bathroom except Pecco.
I guess that would be true.
You locked yourself in the commode? You should have said so earlier.
She was probably embarrassed.
There's no way she'd actually say that. Gosh, you're so insensitive.
If she locked herself in the bathroom for that long, there's no doubt. It's shit. Oh, there's no way she'd admit it. There's no way she'd admit she was taking a shit.
Hey, weren't you guys taught any basic manners, or were you raised in a locker room?
I'm sorry.
It's fine. How about we stop talking about this and move on to something else?
Don't worry, the smell wasn't that strong. I used the bathroom right after you, so you can trust me.
Jesus, dude.
I said it's fine.
But still, you were in the bathroom for a really long time. Did you get food poisoning or something?
As soon as I stepped into the office, I felt this sudden rush of pain in my stomach. Because of that, I was unable to leave the bathroom, including when the blackout occurred.
Hey, how did it feel to do your business in the dark? Did you get excited? Seriously, stop it.
But still, your stomach pain. Was that really just a coincidence?
Hey, what's the deal? Don't butt into other people's business, especially if you didn't do any investigating.
I'm only butting in because you fucking idiots are out of your element.
I mean, not wrong.
Stop this childish nonsense. Just what do you mean by coincidence?
What I mean is it possible someone slipped her some laxatives?
Laxatives?
If so, the killer could have tripped the breaker as soon as that girl left the office, don't you think?
I see. That might have happened.
The question is whether Pecco's stomach ache was a coincidence or if someone intentionally caused it. Depending on the answer, the outcome of this trial could change drastically. I guess we'll see, won't we?
Did you eat anything weird?
I don't remember eating anything weird.
Now that you mention it... You brought food to the office, right?
Just a little bit from the dining hall.
There might have been some laxatives in it, don't you think?
No, that's wrong! No, it's impossible that laxatives were slipped into the food in the dining hall. Because Pekka wasn't the only one who ate that food. Akane ate some of it too.
Akane ate a lot of it.
If the food had laxatives in it, I'm pretty sure Akane would have had stomach issues as well.
I feel totally fine.
Like I said, the dishes are innocent. Don't go making weird accusations.
Then did she just have diarrhea?
I apologize for causing a scene.
Fuyuhiko should apologize, not you. He's the one who made the laxative accusation.
What the fuck did you say, bitch?
Calm down.
Cease this bickering!
Let's just dismiss Pekko's stomachache as a coincidence and go back to discussing the blackout.
Yeah. We already know that, you trashy skank. You don't have to tell us.
Jesus.
Trashy skank?
As long as the murder happened during the blackout, then the blackout itself is what's actually important. So we need to make it clear how the blackout occurred. How convenient of them to put us on the right answer already this time.
Who tripped the breaker and how did they do it? If you can't answer that, I'm gonna bop you on the head.
Okay.
Did they throw a stone and hit it?
No.
Maybe they used a remote control?
No.
They probably messed with the breaker.
No.
It does not have to be the breaker. They may have tampered with the power supply and transmitters.
Not
Or
quite.
maybe they caused a power surge?
There it is.
I agree with that. It's just as Mahiru said. The blackout was caused by a power surge. Of course, that's not a coincidence. Someone caused it intentionally.
Bum, bum,
Which is why those
bum.
3 irons were arranged to cause the blackout.
Exactly.
When you found them right after the blackout, the irons were still on, right?
So by leaving those irons on in the storage room, they deliberately caused a power surge.
But it wasn't the irons by themselves, because they were still on when he found
It
them.
seems that's how the killer caused the blackout.
Stupid fool!
Uh-oh. Dude, what's your problem?
Hold on a second, let me speak too!
What the heck?
You say the irons in the storage room were used to trigger the blackout?
They were a piece of the puzzle, yes.
That's inexcusable!
Here we go again with this shit. Alright.
If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room? Then that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect.
No, just because people were in the dining hall doesn't mean they're not a suspect.
But the people in the dining hall weren't able to cause the blackout. If the irons caused the blackout...
Allow me to cut through those words!
The irons didn't cause the blackout, they were part of it.
The irons are just one reason the blackout occurred, but they weren't the direct trigger. The direct trigger was when the air conditioners in the dining hall and office clicked on.
Air conditioners!
Yes!
The timers for both air conditioners were set to 11:30 p.m.
11:30 p.m. Mr. Ham-Hands died around that time too!
I see. When the timers activated the air conditioners, the breaker was tripped and caused a blackout.
Right, because there were so many irons plugged in at once, the circuit was overloaded. So when the air conditioner kicked on, because air conditioners, they take a lot of electricity. I don't care how energy efficient they say they are. Those motherfuckers, they run high. So when the air conditioner kicked on, it caused a power surge because there was so much shit happening at once that caused a temporary blackout. And then when Monokuma reset the circuit, the air conditioner stayed off, the irons went back on, yada yada. So
I see! I understand! Indubitably!
Indubitably?
It's a big word for him.
They probably checked the old building's energy usage in advance and used the irons to nearly max it out.
Yeah.
So once they set the air conditioner's timers, they just had to wait until they started up on their own.
If so, even if Pekka was in the office, it still would have been possible to cause a blackout, indubitably.
Here's the thing, though. Like, what would they have done if somebody decided that they were hot and wanted to turn the air conditioner on prematurely? You know what I mean? Like, what if they were like, man, it's sweltering in here, let's turn the air on? Was the killer just gonna be like, no, wait, don't turn it on now? They're like, why? Like, no reason.
Indubitably? Miss Sonia, not you too.
Regarding the energy usage, they probably asked Monokuma about it.
Dun dun dun!
Is she right? Such a hateful bear! You deserve to die 1,000 deaths!
1,000, you say? If I died that many times, I might really stay dead, you know?
Actually, there's a trophy for killing 1,000 Monokumas in Ultra Despair Girls, so I wonder if that's an intentional reference.
Shut up! You guys just stay quiet!
I couldn't have prevented the blackout even if I was in the office. But even so, I feel regret. If I was in the office, I could have reset the breaker in time, and maybe the murder wouldn't have occurred.
No, the breaker in the office was built into a high area of the wall that's impossible to reach. Resetting the breaker in that darkness would have been impossible, no matter what.
Sounds like you don't need to blame yourself.
Even so, the killer is so sly. I'm starting to worry we may never actually find them.
It's alright. You don't have to worry. Because they're just a petty killer, right? They can't defeat symbols of hope like you guys. There's no way everybody will lose now. This little incident will just be a stepping stone for you all. In the end, hope always wins. That's what I believe.
Nagito? What happened to you?
Getting a little weird there, buddy.
What do you mean?
Well, you have been saying this whole time that there's no way a killer could be among us.
Oh, is that so? Well, let's just put that minor detail aside for now and talk about the incident.
Minor detail?
For now, we found out how the blackout occurred. But the question is, who caused it, right? Anybody could have hid and set the timers for the air conditioners. Setting up the irons in the storage room could have been done before Byakuya set foot in the old building. What a shame. Any one of us is capable of that.
What are you implying?
He's just saying, after all this time, we still haven't made any progress.
That's just kind of how these games work.
Huh? Even though we have been arguing for so long?
How self-aware of them.
Fortunately, it's the truth. Despite the fact that we've discussed this at length, there's not even one clue that leads to the killer. But that might be because there's no way any of us could be a killer.
You're changing your story again?
Thou doth protest too much.
Anyway, I have an idea about what we all should do at this point. Has anyone thought about our situation like this? Instead of surviving by doubting others, isn't it better to get killed for believing in others?
Doesn't that mean... Are you saying we should all just give up and die?
Nagito, there's definitely something wrong with you.
Definitely.
You guys only think there's something wrong with me because there's something wrong with you. Suspecting each other like this. There's no way that's healthy behavior. Let's stop this already. We don't have to find out who the killer is! I can't stand this anymore! I don't want to do this to my friends!
I don't want to do this either.
Me too! Please, take me home already! I want to go home and eat candy! Stop it. If everyone acts like this, I'm gonna...
Everyone calm down.
We're all friends, aren't we? There's no way one friend would murder another.
Then why did Byakuya die?
Who cares? Let's just give up already.
Jesus,
there are
dude.
no clues that lead to the killer anyway. Not a single one.
That's wrong. I think.
Did you say something?
'Cause we've already found a clue that might point to who the killer is.
A clue, you say?
You know who the killer is?
The killer? I don't know. But we do have a clue about a suspicious person. I think.
I see. Then care to tell me, what's this clue you're talking about?
First of all, let's try thinking about how the killer was able to obtain the knife during the blackout.
Didn't we already cover that? They use glowing paint as a mark.
No, not that. I mean before that.
Before? Is she asking how the killer got close to that table? Even if they had to obtain the knife by relying on the glow from the paint, in order to do that, they needed to get close to that table while it was still dark.
Let's try examining the situation. Mahiru's diagram might be useful here.
The diagram of where everyone was standing before the blackout, right? Here it is.
Just as I thought, this diagram is the clue. Who the killer is and how they were able to move to the table in the dark. That's clearly shown in this diagram. Is it though? First, we need to discuss how the killer was able to move to that table in the dark. The killer probably used something to help them move in the dark. The lamp.
Here!
The killer must have used the desk lamp to move to that table in the dark.
The desk lamp? I hope you don't mean they turned on a light or something.
There was a blackout. There's no way the killer could have used the desk lamp.
Not the light, though. Of course there's no way they used the desk lamp's light. The killer actually used the power cord.
I can prove it with this! They didn't turn the desk lamp on. They used its power cord.
Power cord?
They could have felt their way to that table using the power cord, right? By doing that, the killer was able to move to the table and use the glowing paint to find the knife.
And there's only one person here who could have done that.
Who?
Well, there was only one person standing that close to the cord according to that diagram. And that person is Nagito. But does that mean he's the killer, necessarily? I guess we'll see.
You're the only one! Nagito, it was you, wasn't it?
Me?
Judging from everyone's positions before the blackout, the only person near the power cord was you.
Which means the only one who could have felt their way to the table using the power cord was Nagito!
That's just a coincidence.
But still, you had a chance, right? A chance to hide the knife under the table?
Nagito's chance to hide the knife under the table was when he was cleaning.
I see! Nagito, weren't you cleaning the dining hall all morning? If so, you would have had a chance to hide the knife. If you factor in the power cord and the time you spent cleaning, you're the only one who could have done it.
Seriously! That's all just a coincidence!
If it was just one coincidence, it'd be fine. But when it's one right after another, I wonder, is something like that even possible?
Except there's a problem with this.
Did you give yourself cleaning duty on purpose so you could hide the knife under the table?
Now that you mention it, Nagito did prepare the drawing to pick who cleaned the dining hall.
The problem here is that they're forgetting about Mikan's autopsy report. They're still stuck on the fact that the knife is the murder weapon, and based on her autopsy report, there's no way that's possible.
To be honest, I already prepared a drawing because I assumed something like this would happen.
To go to the trouble of preparing this, just what did you think would happen?
Whoever draws the chopstick with the red mark on it will be in charge of cleaning, okay? Does that sound fair?
You rigged the drawing, didn't you? That's how you got picked to clean the dining hall, isn't it?
I don't know if you're the killer or not, but regardless, it proves that you're suspicious, right?
If that's the case, that strange speech you made earlier, that was part of your plan too.
You got us to lower our guard and tried to hide the fact that you did it, didn't you, you motherfucker?
Well, just admit it already!
Nagito, tell me you object to this. Frankly, I don't want to believe it either. We investigated together. You were so kind. I can't believe you're the one who killed Byakuya. Nagito, say something!
Oh shit, he's cracking. He's doing that Danganronpa thing where the character starts to show their true colors when they're backed into a corner. Remember how Celeste in the first game let her facade drop?
The Ultimates are working together to combat the despair of their friend's death!
Except in Nagito's case, I think he's just actually genuinely crazy. Plus, we did Ultra Despair Girls before this game, and if you've been watching shit in order, then you already know.
How wonderful! How beautiful it is!
Huh?
Those eyes. At that moment, Nagito's eyes... Yeah, that's what someone's eyes look like when they're infected with despair, if you remember from before, from the first game. The darkness in his eyes shone brightly as if layers upon layers of darkness were folding into each other. As if hope and despair had been crudely mixed together. Oh, that's right. Nagito's a hope and despair, like, mixed... Kind of like Junko.
Let's cut to the chase. You're correct. It was my doing all along.
Well, actually, not like Junko. Junko is 100% despair, just like, Makoto is 100% hope. Nagito is a mix of the two. He's both, you know. So if Makoto is Ventus and Junko is Vanitas, then Nagito is Terra, I guess. Or Riku.
I'm the one who hid the knife under the table before the party started.
If you're looking at hope and despair as light and darkness, anyway.
I'm the one who used the power cord to find my way to the table in the dark. And of course, I'm the one who caused the blackout. After all, there's no way I'd knowingly whip out a knife in front of everyone, right?
Is it just me, or does he seem a little nuts right now?
He's always a little nuts.
I never expected Byakuya to have night vision goggles. Because of that, we had ourselves a little scuffle under the table. And, well, you all saw how that played out. But with a twist ending like this, I think we can all agree this ended up being a very interesting mystery. Byakuya performed admirably.
Just stop it already! Seriously! What the hell happened to you?
Don't tell me. Is this your true nature? Were you lying to us this entire time?
Me? Lie? That's outrageous! There's no way someone like me could ever lie to you guys. I understand better than anyone else that I'm ultimately worthless. I'm too arrogant to have dreams or cling to hope. I'm too disdainful to actually try at anything.
I'm the ultimate
I've made
pain in
peace
the
with
ass.
the fact that I'm a lowly, stupid, insignificant human who can't do anything right.
Holy crap! He's totally the type of guy who spent his childhood killing neighborhood pets!
Yoicks.
He seems like the sort of person whose eyes light up while watching Friday the 13th. Just like me.
Just like me? What?
That's quite the hobby you have there. But, like, now's not really the time to bring it up.
Horror movies are great, but come on. This guy, is he the real Nagito?
Hey, Nagito! If you were behind all of this, then did you also send that threatening letter?
Yep, I sure did. There's nobody else on this island whose handwriting is that painful to look at, right?
But why would you send a threatening letter in the first place?
I think, somewhere deep in my heart, I was probably hoping to find someone who would stop my evil deeds. Well, I bet if that really was my reason, at least some of you would feel sorry for me.
Are you making fun of us?
By threatening Byakuya, Nagito was likely able to manipulate his actions.
Then how about that old-looking building near the hotel? Well, if it's just cleaning, leave it to me. I'm actually pretty good at it.
In doing so, Nagito was able to manipulate everyone to the scene where the murder would occur. Am I wrong?
Let me just remind you real quick, by the way, that their ultimate talents in the Danganronpa universe is similar to basically superpowers in My Hero Academia. You know, remember how in the first game Leon was able to destroy the evidence because he was the ultimate baseball star and threw that crystal ball at the thing? No one else could have possibly done that but him. You know, only he could have had that pinpoint accuracy because it's a legit superpower. You know, Gundam actually has genuine control over animals. It's not just like being the ultimate breeder. He can actually get animals to do whatever the fuck he wants, like a Disney princess. You know, it's an actual thing. So, as I've said before, Nagito's ultimate lucky student thing, it's not just that he won the lottery like Makoto. His power, his genuine actual power, is things playing out the way that he wants them to, more or less. Almost exactly the way that he wants them to. His good luck is always someone else's bad luck, though. That's the downside to it. But that's just... Trust me, this knowledge will come in super, super handy in one of the later class trials down the line. Because the absolute, luck that you would have to have for things to play out the way they do is beyond ridiculous.
That reminds me. Nagito was the one who suggested I guard the office.
Well, not only is the storage room packed with lots of stuff, it's hard to see in there and full of cobwebs. And I was so busy cleaning the dining hall that I didn't even have time to clean the storage room. If you stayed in there for a long time, I think it would be bad for your health.
In that case, why don't you guard the case in the office?
Oh, I get it. If Pekka was guarding the storage room, Nagito wouldn't have been able to use the irons.
Yep.
The threatening letter, along with all your suggestions, was all a trap to manipulate us.
Yep, that's true too. But you're wrong about one thing.
Huh? What?
I didn't need to rig the drawing for cleaning duty, you know?
Like I
If
said,
that's true, then how did you conveniently get picked for cleaning duty?
it wasn't convenient, it's his power.
I see. Well, there's no way I'd expect you to remember it. A worthless talent for a worthless human.
It's not really a worthless talent if it worked out exactly how you wanted it to.
I see!
You're the ultimate lucky student. Then, did you?
That's right. I just trusted my luck. I trusted I'd be picked for cleaning duty.
There you have it.
You just relied on your luck?
It's not just luck. It's true my talent sucks, but I'm still the ultimate lucky student, you know?
Huh? I'm left with the red mark?
Haha. Haha, for someone called the ultimate lucky student, you don't seem very lucky right now. Oops, I guess
At the time, Hajime said I wasn't lucky, but it was actually the opposite.
Exactly.
I was lucky. That's why I got picked for cleaning duty, just like I wanted.
Enough. I don't care about that anymore. More importantly, why did you kill Byakuya? Answer me!
Byakuya was a very capable leader. For someone like him to get killed, oh, the despair it brings. It's only fitting that you symbols of hope should use his death as a stepping stone to shine even brighter. That was my only motivation.
You're not making any sense!
Fine, let's start the damn vote already. I'm ready to fucking kill this psycho.
Please, Monokuma! Please, wait!
Huh? The fuck?
Mikan has something important to say.
How should I put this? Is Nagito really the killer?
What are you saying? He's already confessed, hasn't he?
Yeah, but
I already know that, but there's just something a little strange.
right, Nagito may have confessed, but remember right before confessing to being the killer, he said, why don't we just give up and die? You know, that was his whole argument. You know, he's like, instead of doubting one of our friends and winning this and executing them, let's just give up and all die believing in each other, was his thing. So it's possible that he's pretending to have been the killer in order to manipulate them into executing themselves, because the idiot has a death wish and wants to take everyone down with him. You know? It could go either way.
If it's only a little, then keep your mouth shut. Your ugly face is stressing me out. It makes me want to puke. I'm sorry.
For now, might I suggest we listen to what she has to say?
But we know who the killer is.
Simply listening is acceptable. However, I won't allow this to end with mere play. Now then, let us lift the curtain for our bloody spectacle.
Okay. And now we're gonna... White Noise is gonna show up to interrupt things. Remember that? We have to shoot it down with the silencer. Because it gets in the way.
I think it's strange that...
The killer is so obviously Nagito!
Oh, I can't shoot it yet. I can't shoot the White Noise yet.
He has already confessed.
You know...
That bastard Nagito is the one who did it. He killed Byakuya with the knife he hid.
No, that's wrong!
That knife might not be the murder weapon. That's what you wanted to say, right, Mikan?
The hell are you talking about? It's obvious the knife was the murder weapon.
Except...
But, based on the entry wounds on Byakuya's body, the actual weapon should be roughly 5 millimeters in diameter.
5 millimeters in diameter? That's like way skinnier than a knife!
Hey, that better be true. If you screwed up, I'll sell your fucking ass to a whorehouse!
The hell?
Not a whorehouse!
Hey, why are you threatening her?
Is this what you're trying to say, Mikan? As long as we can't prove that the knife is the murder weapon, we can't assume that I'm the killer.
What are you saying? No one else can be the killer. It has to be you.
Hey, don't blame me. Mikan's the one who said it.
I'm sorry.
But she brings up a good point. The wounds
Hey,
don't match the
Nagito.
weapon.
Are you still hiding something?
Hiding?
Like, during the blackout, did something happen between you and Byakuya that we don't know about?
Who knows?
Well,
After all this, what else do you intend to hide?
He did say they had a scuffle.
Jeez, the moment your back's against the wall, you get all silent. You piss me off.
What happened during the blackout?
You are the one who would know.
If you cross your eyes like this, it gives you double vision.
Don't get distracted. Our lives are at stake, you know?
Huh? Whose life is at stake?
All of us!
Seriously, how long is it gonna take for you to understand the damn rules?
Nobody can see in the dark, no matter how hard you think about it. The truth is beyond your sight. Don't you think that's a pretty clever metaphor? Despite the fact that it came from me?
No, that's not it.
Not it? What's not it?
The truth is beyond our sight. No, that can't be it. There should be some way to find out what happened in the dark. Well, we have the account from Ibuki.
I can prove it with this. Even if we couldn't see what happened in the dark, I'm pretty sure someone could have heard it. Isn't that right, Ibuki?
For reals?
Don't act so surprised.
You were the one who told me, remember? How everyone was shouting during the blackout?
Everyone, calm down. We gotta stay calm in a situation like this.
Ah! Don't step on my feet!
What the hell? What's going on here? This is...
Ow!
Turn the damn lights on! I can't eat like this, you know!
You guys? Where are you? Wasn't the blackout just in the kitchen?
Perhaps the breaker overloaded?
Hold on a sec. I'll go along the wall and do something about it.
Such perceptive hearing. Impressive. I'd expect no less from the ultimate musician.
It's a good thing your ears are awesome because your face, style, figure, and personality totally suck.
You've cut me deep with your knife of truth!
What?
However, after hearing what Byakuya and Nagito said in the dark...
What the hell? What's going on here? This is...
Ow!
It almost sounds like... Byakuya fought back against Nagito or something.
Well, that's actually what happened. As a sign of respect for Ibuki's talent, I have a small confession to make. I was actually shoved out from under the table by Byakuya.
He shoved you out?
Just as the blackout occurred, I hurried to duck under the table and grab the knife. But Byakuya, wearing his night vision goggles, caught me and shoved me right out from under the table. That's right. I'm so incompetent that I couldn't even grab the knife.
So Byakuya stopped him when he was trying to get the knife, and he got shoved out from under the table before he could even grab it? Well, it sounds plausible. I mean, just from listening to what they both said at the time.
What the hell? What's going on here? This is...
Ow!
I could interpret it like that. No, actually, Now that I think about it, that sounds like exactly what happened.
After getting shoved out from under the table, I was just as confused as you guys. I lost sight of the glowing paint, and I didn't even know where the power cord was. Before I realized it, the lights had come back on, and Byakuya's body was lying under the table.
So, you didn't kill Byakuya, but you did intend on killing someone, because you planted the knife there and you planned the blackout, which means your plan was to grab the knife and kill someone with it and get this whole thing started. But Byakuya saw you and stopped you from doing it, but then while he was under the table, someone else managed to kill him somehow. Is that what we're going with?
Hold on! Are you saying you're not the killer?
From the very beginning, the idea to throw a party, hiding the knife, setting up the blackout, it was all going according to plan. But unfortunately, my plan failed. And all thanks to Byakuya's night vision goggles.
Right, so yes, you intended on killing someone. You may not have been the one who killed Byakuya, but you did go into this with the intent of murder.
What happened after that? Even I don't know.
Like, if this was like an actual court trial and not, Monokuma's bullshit, then yeah, whoever did the actual killing would be convicted of murder, but Nagito would still be convicted of conspiracy to commit murder, because he just openly admitted that he set up a trap to kill someone. It just didn't go the way he hoped it would. Guess that luck ran out.
You failed? Then you're not the one who killed Byakuya?
Then we're right back to square one!
How can that be? We spent all this time talking back and forth!
Welcome to Danganronpa.
Meaninglessness. What other word is brimming with so much despair? But you can't give up. You need to have hope. Do your best and move forward. Rising to the challenge again and again is why you guys are the symbols of hope.
Is Nagito really not the killer? Is this guy really the Nagito I knew before? No, there's no way I can say that. I just thought I knew him, but this whole time I didn't know anything about this guy. I didn't know his true character. It's as simple as that. But now's not the time for me to dwell on that. We need to find Byakuya's killer by any means possible. Because if we don't, we will die here. And here's that intermission I talked about.
Well now.
Now then, the class trial has reached its climax, but... Okay, here's a question for you. What's this? To those of you who figured out who it is, how about you try the Guess the Killer challenge? Whoever fails to guess the right killer will have their save data melt away like butter. But if you guess right, I'll reward you with $10 billion! 10 billion? Of course, for those of you who don't know who the killer is, you can just continue on.
Now then, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. There is no Guess the Killer challenge. Watch what happens if we press circle.
Just kidding! You can't make a choice! There's no way you'd be able to guess who the killer is.
This is what happens regardless of what you press.
And of course, there's no $10 billion either!
You're so evil!
Villain! You're a trillion villain!
Alright. Well, that was the intermission. That'll be it for this episode. So, if not Nagito, then why Nagito shaped? No, but seriously, who do you think the killer is? Let me know your theories in the comments down below. And I know that these episodes are coming out back-to-back on Friday and Saturday. Like I said before, the class trial episodes, I will release both class trial episodes in the same week. I won't make you wait a whole 2 weeks for the trial to be resolved. But I will make you wait 2 weeks for the next chapter to start. So... if you're watching this on the day it was uploaded, part 2 of this class trial will be coming out tomorrow. But please let me know your theories in the comments down below before you go and watch the next episode. For those of you who are watching it way later, I want to know who you think it is. If you don't already know, you know, for those of you who are new to this, who you think it is before you actually find out. Please let me know. And if you enjoyed the video, remember to smash that like button. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. And as always, I will catch you possibly in another day, definitely at another time, and likely in another video. Okay, goodbye.
Danganronpa.